Okay, we're back at Gen Con 2015 with Fabian and Konas, and he's going to show us the Ta-Seti expansion for Kemet. So Fabian, thank you.
That's correct. Okay, so this is expansion. As you can see, it takes a lot of space on the table. It basically adds several new modules to the game, and you can decide whether you want to add maybe only one module, maybe two, maybe three, or maybe all of them. Okay, so you have different things that you can add to the game. So right now, I suggest that I explain all the modules, and then we'll decide whether we play with all of them or not. First of all, the first new module is the new black pyramid with, of course, the corresponding new power tiles. So you have, same as the other colors, you have 4 levels of power tiles for this black pyramid. So that's the first thing. One thing that is important is that in your city you still only have 3 spaces available for your pyramids, which means that at some point during the game you will have to decide to actually give up on a color. There will be a color that you will never have in your city, which doesn't mean that you can have the corresponding powers. You can still have the corresponding powers by going and conquering an opponent's pyramid, taking control of an opponent's pyramid, and use his pyramid to buy power tiles. The second module that you can add is the dawn phase. So you remember that Kemet is always divided in 2 phases, the night phase and the day phase. Night phase is basically the phase where you get prayer points, basically it's like setting up stuff, and then you have the day phase where you actually do the actions. Now you have a third phase, you have the dawn phase, which comes before the night phase, and it's a phase where you will actually decide the turn order. The turn order will be decided by a kind of a battle between the players. So players will use their combat cards and fight each other to see who will be the first to decide which position he will take on the next round. Well, I'll explain this phase in details in a bit. The next module is a new way to win the game. New victory conditions. Doesn't change much. It's still whoever gets to 8 points or 10 points wins the game, except that it's not decided at the end of the round. So it's basically like this: if it's my turn to play, I have to play an action. If before I play my action, I have the given amount of victory points, for example 8 victory points, and no one else has as many or more victory points than I do, then I win the game immediately. So you don't play until the end of the round. Okay. The next module is new divine intervention cards that simply get added to the main deck. So they basically just have new effects that I can explain later, and also new combat cards. So each player will receive 2 combat cards, 2 additional combat cards that they will add to their 6 original combat cards. So which means that each player will have 8 combat cards to use during the game. And again, I can explain that later. And the last module, very important, is this thing. It's what actually gives the name to the expansion, Ta-Seti. This is the path to Ta-Seti. And so maybe just to explain, Ta-Seti was a land in the south of Egypt. So basically here you have the map of the land that was called Kemet, and you have to imagine that south of this area was a land called Ta-Seti. And what you will do with this expansion is actually send your people on a travel, on a journey to this city of Ta-Seti, and on that journey they will gain benefits. Okay, they will get bonuses that they will be able to use in their armies on the board. The people you send on the journey here are not your regular units. You use actually a new kind of units that are for the moment that are here, called the priests. So you have the priests that you send on the travel to the city of Ta-Seti, and on their journey they will gain bonuses that will be applied on the board. Okay? You have different kind of bonuses. You can have objects. So basically the objects are these tiles, the one with the rounded sides here. So it's basically a one-time use. You get them, use them. When you use them, you discard them. And you can also gain skills. And the skills are these guys. They actually pile up, okay? So you can have several of them, and they are permanent until the end of the game. So for example, if you get this skill, every time you fight, you deal an additional damage. Okay? Yeah, and that's it. That's all the new models that you can add to the game.
Okay, thanks.